Hi, everybody. I'm Terry at Holding Your Space. Welcome to my channel. That's Tyler. so, I'm doing an energy update here today. Just some things that my guides have been telling me that are coming in. And there's a lot of energy coming in, obviously, this past year, and it's going to continue to flow in. Things are getting bigger and bigger, right? The nodes are changing, everything's changing. And with all this energy, they're saying abide. It's the most important thing that we can do right now. So let's talk about abiding. When we abide, we feel into our heart space, we feel into our solar plexus, our stomach. What does it feel like there? When you're having a conversation with somebody and you're listening to them, see how it makes you feel. Like, how do I feel getting this information from them? How do they feel? So, just witnessing that, witnessing when you hear a child laugh, how does that make your heart feel? When you hear a child cry or a cat meowing incessantly, like my cat is apt to do when he wants to go outside, how does that make you feel? Just your awareness and perception of these things changes your energy around it. So it's a really important tool to have and something that we don't even think about, right? We're not abiding in it usually. So making sure that you're abiding in that. The other thing that they're saying is the things that are coming in, this energy is going to come in waves. Those waves are going to be energetic waves. And also, don't be surprised if we don't get some big waves crashing in places where they shouldn't be. So this could be a surf that comes up from a big storm. It can also be a big wave coming in, or tsunami somewhere on the planet. I've been seeing something in Indonesia for a while coming in. And it still hasn't happened, and I'm happy to say that I'm wrong. So I hope that continues with that. But big waves of energy coming in, and these ripples sometimes are underground. So sometimes they can mean an earthquake too. So this summer, just look, just be aware. You know, if they start feeling things around the planet, usually our scientists know. Also, a lot of places now have construction for that. Unfortunately, Turkey didn't, and the last big one over there. So, making sure that you know where you're supposed to be, having some supplies always, but not living out of fear for it. But just be aware of all that energy coming in and how do I feel about it? You know, do I have a safety plan? Do I have some water? Do I have clean water? That's another important thing that I've been talking about for a couple of years now. So, making sure that you have clean drinking water. So, I have a Berkey filter system, and there's all sorts of different filtration systems, but I don't think all of our drinking water in the US is that safe. And this is entertainment only, but just, you know, make sure you've got filtered water and a way to filter your water for any reason that you should lose power. So, as these waves happen, then they played the song "Hear Me, See Me." I think it was from Tommy. Was it the Who? I can't remember. Anyway, so always abiding. Everything that's going on, if you can take yourself out of the situation and abide in your body. A new paragram or energy light. I am the light. So there's going to be a new light coming in with all this. A new light of awareness, a new light body, a new light density. Our kids are being born with it now, right? They're not settling for the mortgage, the brand new car every 4 years, and always borrowing. They're not settling for thinking, oh yeah, I have to take this medicine, or I have to do that, or I have to get that shot. They're free thinkers. They're not concerned with whatever others think as much as we were growing up, just because of our, our parents and what they'd been through. So, knowing that as this comes up and the kids are coming up, then our value is going to change too, because we see our kids and they don't care about that. They don't care about what if some guy sees you walking down the street and says something rude to you. They're like, hey, what's that about? They're not confrontational, but they're like, I'm not going to put up with that. That's not right. So that's going to change our awareness too. So thank you, children. Thank you, the next generation and the next generation, the next generation. Because it makes our lives different, doesn't it? And all of a sudden we abide in that. We think, yeah, so why did I think I had to go to that 4-year college or this or that? Not that any of that's wrong. It's all things that are wonderful. But it's not the end goal, is it? The end goal is something completely different. Also, just the things of big pharma, trying to addict us. We can look at the monarchies and the feudal system and realize that that's happening in the United States with the billionaires, right? With Jeff Bezos and, there's any number of different billionaires here that are perpetuating this type of analogy, this type of paradigm of life, which is not what we want anymore, because it's all about service to others, which in the end, service to others is service to self. Because in our best interest is that everybody becomes a collective. Our best interest is that everybody recognizes their light and that we all grow. Okay. So it's all about you. Search inside yourself. Abide, abide, abide. And a lot of times we judge, don't we? Like we judge what somebody's wearing. We might judge what somebody's doing, like how their yard works. We might judge others and how much money they have or how they conduct themselves. And we're 10 times harder on ourselves than we are on others, aren't we? And we're even harder on, not harder than on ourselves, but so often harder on those that we love the most. Like if you have a sibling and they do something and you love them so much that you're like, oh, don't do that. Don't do that. Let me tell you this. Let me tell you that. And it's good to voice our opinions if asked for, but but that judgment, I think if we come in with them and say, I love you so much just the way you are right now. You are a divine light being. How does that change that paragraph? How does that change everything? And especially with all the kids that are going off to college or going off to do whatever they're going to do with their lives right now. If we see them as divine beings, living their best life, and it doesn't mean that we can't give guidance when asked for or when not asked for, as parents. But, excuse me, seeing them as divine beings. And that goes for the people that we don't agree with too, right? They are still divine beings. They are still part of the Creator inside of them. So loving them where they're at too. We don't have to love what they're doing, but loving that light inside them. Very, very important. So being connected with all of that. And then there's something else that's coming in. And it's like a fire. So I see a fire somewhere. And they're saying it's like a burning fire in the solar plexus. This might be a new, it could be a physical fire, but it could also be an illness that crops up. So there might be a virus going across North America, something that has something to do with, I'm hearing vegetables. So yeah, cultivation. So some sort of vegetables that are the way they're being processed, like listeria or something. Know your spiritual practice. So when you get this anxiety or anything that's going on. Relaxing, having time to relax and inner knowing. So just know there's a chance for this. Be careful. Wash all your produce. Be careful where it comes from. Some of the stuff that comes in, the way they're cultivating it right now, the things that they're putting on it, even the organic produce. Some of it, they're putting some coatings on it right now that we have to be aware of. So, if you can, buy from the farmers, buy direct. But it's not always easy to get up that early and get out there in the summer heat, is it? So, with that heat, there'll be some heat waves coming in too that I see happening. Now, the good things that I see coming in, because we've talked all about all these other things that are coming in, there's going to be a reaching out, brother helping brother, sister helping sister. Also, there's going to be a connection around the LGBTQ community. There is going to be people holding hands around them. So there's been a lot to damage them and damage their rights. And this is something about, putting their thumb on us. So recognizing that we all stand together and no one here is ever alone. And we're going to uphold them. We're going to take good care of them. Something happens and people gather around. So it might be some of these laws that are happening that we're going to make some big changes with. There is going to be an event that happens, and it will concentrate people. They will be making changes with that. Also, something's happening with the housing. So I don't know if it's a property crunch or what it is that's going on, but something is happening with housing, and I'm seeing a lot of multifamily housing coming up. So small housing and multifamily housing, like commercial buildings that are being used, and there'll be some sort of a new growth in there, a new planting system also is connected with that for people. Okay, and what else? Finding joy every day. That was one of the most important things they wanted me to talk about. And they said 3 times a day. They're going into the 3s right now. So 3 times a day, try to find joy and wonder. When you can look out there and see things and see how beautiful they are. When you look at something through a child's eyes and see that joy and wonder of something really, really beautiful, like looking at the clouds, not thinking, I'm going to take a picture of those clouds, just thinking, wow, amazing. Listening to your favorite song and dancing, or hearing your favorite song in your mind and dancing at the store, right? Just 3 times a day, find joy and wonder and see how that raises your vibration. So let's abide. Let's watch for the waves. Let's see how things make us feel. If we can call out those feelings, and it's good to feel those feelings, but call them out. What am I feeling right now? What do I feel in my heart? What do I feel in my solar plexus, in my stomach? How does that make me feel? Just recognizing that changes the energy all around it, that awareness. And 3 times a day, finding joy. Go out there and find your joy 3 times a day, whatever it is. It's very important. All right, everybody. This is Terry from Holding Your Space. Have a fantabulous day and look for the waves. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.